next, we have something really interesting that's going to be happening on this platform. And for this next session is actually a report by Vidooly on Digital Video Advertisers Landscape India 2017. And I have to say that we are extremely privileged and honored to have someone really special unveil the report along with the team of Vidooly. So I'm going to invite them on stage in the next few seconds. So you might want to just stay with me for that. Everybody who's still standing, we still have a few vacant seats. Would you like to occupy them at the right here, in the center here? Please feel free to join us. We'd love you to be seated and comfortable while you're enjoying the panel discussions and the other sessions. So, to unveil the report by Vidooly, I'd like to invite on stage, and may I request you to please put your hands together and make a lot of noise as we invite him, Mr. Siddharth Banerjee, Executive Vice President, Marketing, Vodafone, and also may I request Mr. Nishant Radia, Co-founder and Chief Marketing Officer, Vidooly, and Mr. Subrat Kar, Co-founder and Chief Executive Officer, Vidooly, to please come up on stage. Let's have all of you then joining us.
In a world where video content is consumed anywhere and anytime, you've got to ask yourself a simple question. Do you kind of sort of believe in the power of data, or do you actually believe in the power of data? Because if you do, Vidooly's DeFi technology is exactly what your business needs. Processing over 1 million data points every second, Vidooly demystifies the world of online content. For whom? For each one of you out there.
Yes, please put your hands together. I'm sure you want to do that. Go ahead. May I request Mr. Siddharth Banerjee, Executive Vice President, Marketing, Vodafone, to please join us. And we have Mr. Nishant Radia, Co-founder, Chief Marketing Officer, Vidooly, and Mr. Subrat Kar, Co-founder, Chief Executive Officer, Vidooly. Let's give them a round of applause, ladies and gentlemen.
First of all, thank you to the entire AFAX team for this opportunity. And just before we unveil this report, just want to share a couple of insights that what this report is all about. In 2018, the expected growth is about 8 to 9% in the overall ad spends in India, right? So it takes us closer to the 60,000 crore mark. Digital video, though a small portion of it has been growing in double digits as compared to the other media factors. But the question is, when will it explode? Or will it ever explode to a level where the spends and the content creators could actually be happy about the spends that are happening? So we at Vidooly strongly believe that for the next level of growth or the surge in advertising spends on digital video will only happen if advertisers are able to clearly define and measure the ROI on their investing spends, right? Because sooner than later, someone's going to come up and pull the plug and say that I don't want to do this just because it's popular. And that is what our vision is, that we want to help advertisers establish those tangible, successful matrices, help them measure and optimize their spends, and help them drive clear ROI onto their investing spends. Because once you see there's a direct correlation between the activities that you're doing and the impact on your business, that is when the game changes. So this report is typically a step in that direction to help you know what happened in 2017 across what categories, who are the brands that have been bullish, what kind of campaigns have been launched, and where does this ecosystem eventually lead to. So I request Mr. Siddharth and Subrat to please unveil the report. Yeah. You can all collect your copies at the booth and feel free to share any feedback and do ask us questions about the methodology and any doubts that you have in terms of how we kind of arrive to these numbers and these stats. Thank you, everyone.
I mean, there's no specific light that I want to throw on this except the fact that when the Vidooly team asked me over coffee break to kind of come up on stage and help release the report, I was very glad to look through the report. So some of us would have faced this, both for the client side and the agency side. What's the definition of good, bad, and ugly when it comes to some of the campaigns that we mount on digital platforms? What is a good engagement rate? How many views is a good views? Yeah. So therefore, this essentially captures what brands have been up to in the last couple of quarters. So in one snapshot, you'll be able to see what different brands across different categories have achieved with their videos in terms of video views, engagement rates, video view completion rate, etc. So it forms a great starting point of conversation on measurement, and therefore kind of really provokes you towards saying that how are some of the other brands doing it? Let me try and learn a little bit out of that. So that's really what, at least to me, is the value of this report as it's released. So do collect your copies and have fun with it. Best wishes.
Thank you, team Vidooly, and thank you. So, okay.